Before we start this YouTube video, I just got to put these socks on. My nan knitted me. Look at them. Look at them. Very nice, very nice. She knitted them. Welcome back to another YouTube video. It's your girl, Krissy Cela, and I hope you are doing well. I hope you are staying safe, and I hope you're staying healthy. So today's video I know is going to actually help you a lot, and it's probably things you haven't heard before on this YouTube channel. I've done a lot of research, I've done a lot of reading, and I wanted to share it with you. So these are 5 things that I believe are actually ruining your gains, are ruining your progress, and are not helping you progress. So without further ado, hit that thumbs up button, and if you found anything useful in this YouTube video, always leave a comment down below and tell me what you found helpful. Without further ado, this is number 1. Buttons. Oh, very nice. Oh, very nice teeth. Tip number 1 is a lot of people think that in order for you to progress or to gain more muscle, you've got to eat a lot more. So this is something called a calorie surplus. Now, we're under the impression that the more we eat, the more we gain muscle. That's not actually true. Because if you actually think about it, just because you are consuming more calories doesn't mean those calories are contributing to muscle mass. So instead of just consuming so much more calories in order for you to progress more in the gym with muscle mass, there are actually 2 things I want you to focus on if you are trying to build more muscle mass. Well, there's a few more, but these are more focused on calorie surplus and whether you need to eat more in order to gain more. It's about the quality of foods you are consuming, not how much you are consuming. So if I was in a calorie surplus, I could just go eat what I want, right? That's a calorie surplus. But what are you actually eating in that surplus? Are you eating good quality protein? Are you increasing your protein and carbohydrate intake? And is that fitting into your actual goals? So that's something I want you to consider. So remember, just because you are in a surplus doesn't mean you can go and eat what you want because you think that you're gonna just lift heavier and gain more muscle. Sure, it's gonna contribute to your strength. It's gonna contribute to how well better you recover, because obviously when you're in a deficit to a surplus, your body reacts different. You have a bit more energy when you're in more of a calorie surplus than you are in a deficit. But there's also another thing that's gonna help you gain muscle and also stimulate muscle, and that is actually you stimulating your muscles. So if you're a beginner, there's a thing called beginner gains. So you're so new to the gym, you're gonna see all these gains and it's great. But if you've been training for, let's say, 5 years plus and you're hitting a bit of a plateau, then you need to actually stimulate your muscles in a different way. And that's where progressive overload comes in, which I'm gonna go into now in tip 2. Reason number 2 to why you might not be progressing the way you want to or killing off your gains. It's simply because you are not progressively overloading, or you're doing only one form of progressive overload. So I'm gonna get the dictionary up now and show you exactly what progressive overload means. Progressive overload, training frequency, intensity, time, or type, must be increased over the training period to ensure that the body is pushed beyond its normal rhythm. Increase must be gradual so that the athlete avoids a plateau in performance or worse, an injury. Do you know how important that is? There's so much misconception and ideology around the fact that progressive overload just means to increase more and more and more weight on your barbell. Well, your body can only lift so much without you enhancing it. And when I mean enhanced, you know what I'm trying to say. But if you are not enhancing, which I don't recommend you do, there's other ways you can progressively overload. And just like that definition stated, intensity is one of them. Time is another. It changes the rhythm of your workout. So now you are stimulating your growth in a different type of way. So for example, next time you are in the gym, instead of trying to hit a 10 to 12 rep range, how about you intensify your workout by hitting a 15 rep range? Or better yet, increasing the weights you are using and increasing the load you are using, but also sticking to that 10 to 12 rep range. The truth of the matter is, it's about intensifying your workouts and actually trying to train to failure. And a lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot of people think that that's a lot of pressure, it makes you feel really bad. Actually, pressure is a privilege. It really, really is. And when you are feeling that pressure and you're feeling that intensity in your workouts, trust me, you're gonna progress a hell of a lot more. Reason number 3, you might not be progressing the way you want to or ruining your gains. Now, I don't know how I feel about stating this out loud because I know a lot of people are just gonna have a lot to say, which is completely fine, but this is from my personal experience and also training other people. So other people might be completely different. Look, there's a lot of information out on the internet, so you choose who you want to listen to, but truly, this is just my personal opinion. I can't recommend enough how if you're just going to the gym, training without intensity and without really pushing yourself to limits, you are not going to progress. You need to feel a little bit of discomfort. You need to feel change. You need to push yourself. There's a complete difference between you being sick, just like I am now. I do not feel well, so I definitely am not gonna go to the gym and push myself to new limits when I do not feel well, because I'm gonna do more damage than good. So I need to rest, recover, and do what my body is telling me to do. But if you are feeling good and you simply wanna progress to the gym, it's time for you to hit that one more rep. It's time for you to increase that weight. It's time for you to get uncomfortable. That is how you progress with anything in life. When something becomes comfortable, you are not going to progress. So my question is, if your program is stating that you need to be doing 10 to 12 reps or 12 reps or 3 sets, if you are getting to the 10th or 11th rep with absolute ease, that's an indication you need to increase your weight. But if you are getting to, let's say, 6 reps and it's really challenging and you're struggling to do 2 more, you need to decrease your weight. There's a huge indication and it's really not that complex. Listen to your body and what your body is telling you. But I can't stress enough, you need to get uncomfortable, you need to put pressure on your workouts, and you need to hit new limits. And if you're not, you're killing your gains. Moving swiftly to tip number 4. Now, when's the last time you truly had a proper rest? Now, I'm not just saying having a day off the gym or having an active rest day. I'm saying a proper deload week. Now, on the Tone and Sculpt app, if you're doing my strong program, you will notice that you have deload week. And a lot of people try and skip them, and I keep pushing them not to. The more you rest, the more you recover, the more you recoup, the better you will perform. There are elite athletes out in the world who literally train for, let's say, 3 months with intensity or 2 months with intensity and have 4 weeks off because their body requires it. Your body needs rest. It needs recovery. And the more you are pushing it, the less it will grow, the less it will progress, the less it will change. Think about it. Even sleep is such a big problem of mine. I do not sleep enough, and every single time I wake up from a really groggy sleep, I can't perform the way I want to. But when I've had enough rest and I've had a deep sleep, I wake up feeling refreshed. And that's how I want you to see your training. Your training should be really intense, but so should your recovery. So I recommend you doing foam rolling. I recommend you doing soft active rest days. I recommend you doing a lot of mobility work to even help your flexibility and even things like depth with your squats. Deload weeks are necessary, and my recommendation is between 8 to 10 week periods, even 12, then have a rest deload week. It's really gonna benefit you. Reason number 5, sorry, I don't know why I said it like that. Reason number 5 to why your gains are just, they're just shitting up. The reason being is because you're not actually sticking to a program. Whether you like to think it or not, are you actually sticking to something, or are you just following along a YouTube video, which is great, and an Instagram post from your favorite Fitspo? But truth be told, it depends what your goal is. So if your goal is definitely to, maximize hypertrophy and grow your muscles and develop your body, let's say as a bodybuilder, then you're not sticking to a set program. You're doing yourself a disjustice. Stop following random workouts and actually stick to a structured program that helps you progress, helps you evolve, and honestly helps you build that strength that you require. Different programs will tackle different things. For example, on the Strong program, we focus on hypertrophy and strength building. So you will be required to do variations of rep ranges, but your foundational moves stay the same throughout. She's sleeping. She's snoring. Well, I'm sorry. This is boring to you, Buttons. I'm sorry, my daughter decided to snore mid-video because clearly this shit is boring. But honestly, are you actually sticking to something? There's a difference if you just want to move your body and you just want to wing it, that's completely fine. But if you genuinely are serious about your fitness journey and you want to progress and you want to evolve, I can't stress enough that you need to be sticking to a structured program. For example, my structured week thus far is a glute and hamstring day, a pull day, followed by quads and calves, followed by a push day, and then finally full body with 2 rest days. So on my rest days, I'll do a bit of core work or recovery, such as walking buttons. I was gonna say walking my man. So for example, I'll walk buttons on an active rest day and do a bit of mobility work, because actually I'm finding that the older I get, I need a lot more recovery. I need a lot more mobility and a lot more stretching in my routine. So sometimes I'll even throw in some yoga, which is really, really helping with my flexibility, and might be available very, very soon on the Tony Sculpt app, but you didn't hear it here. So if you're really struggling to figure out what your routine should be and you want something simple that's not overly complex and you want to concise everything in 1 week, I'm going to give you a template right here that I want you to follow, and I really, really hope this helps you. For example, day 1, we're going to focus on lower body A. Lower body A is going to be focused on quads and calves and just a little bit of hamstrings. If your focus is more hamstrings and glutes, then my second compound move would be more towards a stiff leg deadlift, which will isolate those hamstrings, and it's a great movement for your glutes. Day 2 will be upper body A, which will be a chest and back focused day. Day 3 is an active recovery day. So for example, I want you to be hitting a really low intensity 30-minute walk with maybe some core strengthening moves, such as a plank, such as some leg raises, some cocoons, and really focusing on that core. Day 4, we're back to lower body B. Now here is more glute and hamstring focus. So we're gonna hit hip thrusts, we're gonna hit stiff leg deadlifts, we're gonna hit some isolation moves, and of course your typical unilateral move. I would recommend watching my ultimate lower body workout that I've already posted on YouTube, and I know you guys love, so go and watch that. Day 5 will be focused on upper body B. Now upper body B is going to be focused more on your shoulders, delts, and also arms. So this is where you can combine your shoulder movements and hit all 3 delts, your front, your middle, and your back. Also focusing on those arms, so your bicep curls and also your tricep extensions, which are really, really going to help sculpt those babies. And then finally, I would throw in a mobility and stretching routine on day 6. So day 6 for me would be all about mobility, stretching, foam rolling, really, really, really focusing on that mind to muscle connection. So I really hope that simple template helped you structure your workout more. But if you still actually want something way more structured with loads of progression, I would download the Tony Sculpt app, and it's 14 days free. So just why not? You're really going to benefit from it. And if you don't end up liking it, at least you went and tried something and you've given it a go for 2 weeks. So there you have it. 5 reasons to why you might not be progressing the way you want to or killing off your gains. These are all things I've done before. I wasn't sticking to a program. I wasn't resting enough because I thought the more I do, the more I'll grow. I simply wasn't eating proper food. I wasn't. I thought if I wanted to gain more, I'm gonna eat more so I can eat what I want. But actually that's not the way it works. And I wasn't stimulating my muscles enough. I wasn't progressively overloading, which is so important. Now, everyone has an opinion out there, like always, but this is a hub where I like to make fitness so simple that you actually leave feeling reassured and feeling like, actually, I understand that and I'm gonna utilize that. So that's all I can hope for. Let me know in the comments below if you found anything useful or if you have a tip to share with our community. Like always, we're here to help each other because fitness is freaking scary. It is scary and intimidating, and this is a safe place where you feel like you've actually kind of know what to do. I love you always and forever, and thank you so much for watching this YouTube video. Like always, I can't wait to share your fitness and my fitness journey together even more. See you next time for another video. Bye.